Wall Street's War Machine, Part 1. The Bankers' War, Rockefeller versus Morgan in World War II. Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where our golden torch pierces the gilded veil of power. In this two-part series, we delve into Murray Rothbard's unsparing dissection from Wall Street, banks, and American foreign policy. How Rockefeller and Morgan banking dynasties didn't just finance America's wars, they orchestrated them, pitting global ambitions against each other like rival chess masters. Educational? We'll trace the timelines and ties. Enlightening? One might cynically remark, in the grand game of geopolitics, the pawns bleed while the kings collect interest. Today, in Part 1, we chart the prelude to apocalypse, the 1930s rivalries that birthed World War II as a bankers' coalition. Stay lit. Rothbard pulls no punches. The Rockefellers, those petroleum potentates, hungered for war with Japan. Why? Tokyo's rapacious reach into Southeast Asia clawed at Standard Oil's monopolies on crude and rubber, while imperiling the Rockefeller reverie of a vast China market awash in American gasoline. By the 1930s, Rockefeller envoys lobbied feverishly in Washington, whispering of embargoes and provocations, anything to choke the rising sun. Contrast this with Europe. The Rockefellers, ever the pragmatists, played neutral, their coffers intertwined with German behemoths like IG Farben, that chemical colossus fueling the Reich's war machine. Why risk rupture with Berlin when profits flowed freely across the Atlantic? British and French ties? Tepid at best. Rothbard notes wryly, the Rockefellers weren't isolationists from principle, but from portfolio prudence. The Morgans, those Anglophile arbiters of Atlantic finance, sang a different dirge. Steeped in sterling bonds and franc futures, they beat the drums for confrontation with Germany from the outset. J.P. Morgan & Co., linchpin of Allied loans since the Great War, viewed Hitler not as a partner, but a peril to their European ledger. Their Far Eastern footprint faded to footnote. Indeed, U.S. Ambassador to Japan Joseph C. Grew, once a Morgan intimate, stood nearly alone in the Roosevelt cabal, advocating olive branches over olive drab. Rothbard's insight cuts deep. World War II wasn't mere Axis villainy met by Allied valor. It was a bespoke bifurcation. Morgans securing their European theater, Rockefellers their Asian annex. As cannonade commenced, the bankers' ballet continued. Disillusioned Morgan stalwarts like Lewis W. Douglas and Dean Acheson, who bolted Roosevelt's early New Deal circus over its fiscal follies, slunk back to the fold with war's clarion call. Acheson, protege of warhawk Henry Stimson, relished the return to realpolitik. On the Rockefeller flank, Nelson A. Rockefeller, that scion of oil and ambition, commandeered Latin American ops, a wartime fiefdom that whetted his appetite for the public trough. Rothbard observes the irony. These titans who decried government meddling in commerce thrived on its wartime largesse, their firms fattening on federal contracts like ticks on a hound. Post-1945, the spoils seemed secure. A Rockefeller-Morgan-Kuhn-Loeb triumvirate, that Eastern establishment hydra, crowned the Cold War Coliseum. Yet cracks crept in. Cowboy interlopers, brash Sunbelt oilmen and builders from Texas, Florida, the Sunbaked sprawl, mounted a maverick mutiny. These upstarts, less genteel than their Yankee overlords, embraced hawkish nationalism, sans European hand-wringing. Bailouts for Wall Street's third world follies? Not their circus, not their monkeys. Rothbard, ever the libertarian scalpel, excoriates the bipartisan charade. Party labels? Mere masquerade. The true regnant force? Financial filaments weaving war from wire transfers. Consider the hostage farce of 1979. Jimmy Carter, that peanut-peddling peanut in the Rockefeller shell, greenlit the Shah's U.S. exile at the behest of Henry Kissinger and David Rockefeller, Chase Manhattan's chieftain. Why? To safeguard loans to the peacock throne, now teetering. The Ayatollah's reprisal? A humiliating spectacle. Yet the bankers' balances balanced out. Cynics, peering through Rothbard's lens, see the script. Provoke peripheries, extract concessions, and let the taxpayer foot the fiasco. Rothbard reserves special scorn for the permanent government, that bipartisan blob foisted post-V2. Ronald Reagan's rebel roar, railing against the Council on Foreign Relations CFR and Rockefeller's Trilateral Commission, a feint that flamed out. The consensus endures, endless entanglements masked as multilateral magnanimity. David Rockefeller, Chase's throne sitter till the 80s, birthed the Trilateral in 1973, a CFR Rockefeller Foundation spawn, corralling multinational mandarins from America, Europe, Japan to harmonize hegemony. Syndicated sage Joseph Kraft nailed it. The CFR, that school for statesmen, apes C. Wright Mills' power elite, an invulnerable cadre scripting from the shadows. Rothbard's roster of regents, a banker's who's who. Truman's defense chief James V. Forrestal, Dillon Reed alum Chase affiliate, Robert Lovett, Brown Brothers Harriman partner, Rockefeller Foundation trustee, W. Averell Harriman, that Democratic dynamo, BBH linchpin, Lewis Douglas, McCloy's kin, CFR board. The pattern persists, policy as patronage, war as worksheet. Rothbard reminds us wars aren't waged by nations but by networks, ledgers dictating launches. If this banker's ballet has you auditing alliances, subscribe to the Stateless Standard. Our golden torch burns bi-weekly. Comment, Morgan or Rockefeller, whose war would you fund? Sources in description, Rothbard's tome foremost. Join us for part 2, from Truman's Cold War cabal to Eisenhower's oil-soaked orbit. Until then, tally the ties.